It is without any doubt that the USA abducted me from Venezuela to kill me. No departure stamp on my passport, so I'm still in Venezuela. No check to pay for the ticket for the flight from Caracas, Venezuela, to Puerto Rico, to Miami, Florida. All cash. See, cannot trace cash, right? Anybody could be, they could put the name of anybody. And American Airlines is going to say the truth that I was on their flight. American Airlines themselves are conniving the crimes of the 9/11 and protecting the criminals because they know that they have lost no aircraft. They are liars. Here, look at me. Look at me in the eyes, American Airlines. You and United Airlines, you are both liars. There were no airplanes involved in the 9/11 attacks. You are liars, criminals. The whole world must sanction your airlines, never boycott your airlines, not use your airlines, and let you go down the drain, go bankrupt. That's the truth, American Airlines. That's the truth, United Airlines. If I'm not saying the truth, get me to court. Coward. Just like your government. That's why you could live. And that's how you got money from the Congress. For our tax money. They paid you billions of dollars to shut you up. You get paid. American Airlines and United Airlines. You get paid for your crimes. So it was an attempt on my life. Cash airplane ticket and no stamp, no departure stamp on my passport. That's another attempt on my life. And then, but they didn't want to do it in Puerto Rico. They want to do it where? In Miami, in Florida, in the mainland of the USA. In the mainland of the USA. So the second day in the morning, I get on the flight, and 2 days, no food, no sleep, and today is July 18th in the morning. Before that, I had a sandwich I grabbed me a sandwich, tuna sandwich, tuna salad sandwich, tuna sandwich, whatever. That's it. No sleep. So I get sick on the airplane. When the airplane landed at Miami, Florida airport, I was sick. I couldn't move, was dizzy. I didn't know what was going on exactly. So I told them, I stood up to pick up that luggage I have, that the briefcase, and then I got sick. I sat down. I told them, I cannot make it. I'm tired. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't feel good. So they brought wheelchair, special wheelchair that goes into airplanes. They put me in the wheelchair and they got me out to an ambulance. They called an ambulance. And I heard that somebody was saying, oh, this is the one that the FBI was waiting for him. The FBI was waiting for me to finish the job. But he is saving me. He is saving me. He wants the truth to come out. The truth of the 9/11, he wants this truth to come out. And you see what, and they brought me back on their own. If they would have left me in Venezuela, it would have been much better for them. Then I wouldn't have the information now I have. That I wouldn't have seen what's in my Noah versus AOL case. But they brought me back to the USA for their faith for their end. Because God, the Almighty, the merciful God, He wants to finish them. He wants to avenge the innocent people worldwide. So I go to the hospital and they do tests on me. I give them my history of having a stroke. Maybe I was having mini stroke. I don't know exactly what happened with me, but I was sick and tired and dizzy, and I didn't know exactly what was going on. So they did tests on me. They put me in the hospital overnight, 2 nights, and then after 2 nights, at the hospital, I washed my clothes. I didn't have a clean clothes. I mean, the shirt I was wearing, the only shirt that I had, and the other shirt, they brought me another shirt. It's a used one. I don't know where they got it from. Used the clothes, or they got it from that. It looks like they got it from that FBI agent, Muhammad Amin, and a pair of pants. So anyhow, I washed my clothes at the hospital. I rested for 2 nights, and after that I left. I think when I left it was Friday, so it was Sunday morning. Sunday morning, where am I going to go? So I go to the airport. What shall I do? From the hospital, I went to the airport. I went to the airport from one counter to another counter, from one gate to another gate. It's too expensive to fly to Chicago. But I said to myself, see, God told me, what are you going to do in Chicago? What do you have in Chicago? Go back, try to get your van. And I said, how could I go back and get my van? Cannot fly. And I remember that there are buses. So I asked, where's the Greyhound bus terminal? And they told me. But I was very tired. So at the airport there are vans that take people to the hotels. I asked which hotel is cheap. There was one hotel about $80. See, I had with me about $850. That's all. So I took that van to the hotel, and there was a place for me. I booked a room, and I stayed little bit. I said, I cannot stay. Let me go. I have to leave. I have to go get my van. I have everything in the van. What am I going to do without the van? With the things inside the van. So let me leave. And I booked for that night. I paid for it, and I didn't sleep. I called Greyhound. I told them I want to go to Mexico. So they told me what time. They told me 12 midnight. There is a bus that's going to go to Mexico. So I went. I had another tuna sandwich, and went back to the hotel. And then I took the bus. Those mini buses, the vans from the hotel going to the airport. I didn't sleep. So at the airport, I said, how could I go to the Greyhound? And they told me I have to take a taxi. So I took the taxi. And I went to Greyhound bus terminal, and I paid for the ticket, and I waited. And I sat down so tired, and in a way that I'm relieved that the FBI is not there. They don't know where am I at. They don't know my location. Anyhow, so I waited till midnight, and I got in the bus. And I took my trip into Mexico. And that's another adventure, and we're going to see what happened when I come back from Mexico. And what the United States did to me in order to get rid of me. Put me 6 feet under the ground.